Hey there, tech enthusiasts. Welcome to the Friday edition of Tech Stocks Daily. We've got a jam-packed episode for you, diving straight into the roller coaster world of MicroStrategy, where Bitcoin's highs and lows are just another day's work. Google's reshuffling the deck with a leadership shakeup and tackling misinformation like a boss, especially as AI competition heats up. Over at Palantir, there's a buzz with wild options trading activity. Who's making those big bets and why? And lastly, Cloudflare's taking off both in stock momentum and its shiny new Lisbon tech hub. Get comfy because we're decoding today's tech stock headlines, laced with insight, numbers, and a touch of speculation. Let's get started. All right, folks, buckle up because we've got a Bitcoin roller coaster, courtesy of MicroStrategy and its fearless leader, Michael Saylor. Reporting back again straight out of the NASDAQ news vortex, MicroStrategy is stealing the spotlight today with more drama than a season finale of your favorite reality TV show. And the magic word is, you guessed it, Bitcoin. First up, let's talk numbers. MicroStrategy shares, traded under the ticker MSTR, closed at around $193.42 recently, but that's old news. Let's freshen that up. Analysts have set sails for more gains, pricing it at a juicy $245 per share. Now, why, you might ask? It's all about the company's growing stockpile of Bitcoin, currently holding more than 252,220 Bitcoins, which is over 1% of all the Bitcoin that will ever be mined. MicroStrategy isn't just hoarding, but capitalizing on this treasure trove. So, who's at the helm of this crypto ship? Enter Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy's co-founder and executive chairman, who's made it his mission to integrate Bitcoin with traditional financial markets like peanut butter to jelly. Saylor's viewpoint? Turn MicroStrategy into a beacon for Bitcoiners and traditional investors alike. It's like a blockbuster crossover episode that Wall Street never knew it needed. But it's not just sunshine and Satoshis. There are skeptics who think MicroStrategy stocks are overvalued, trading at 2.3 times the worth of its Bitcoin assets. Saylor's response? Go ahead and short the stock if you dare. He's practically waving a flag saying, attack me if you can. It's bold, it's provocative, it's Michael Saylor. And yes, in an interview, Saylor even invited skeptics to love the company by shorting its stock if they're anti-Bitcoin. It's like he's serving them skepticism on a silver platter, garnished with a spicy invite. Moreover, MicroStrategy continues to carve out a niche as not just a software development company, but as a leader in the Bitcoin economy. They've begun issuing securities supported by digital capital and are even flirting with the idea of creating a Bitcoin bank prototype. Imagine $1 trillion valuation hanging out in crypto land, just waiting for Michael Saylor to polish the lens. With everyone's favorite cryptocurrency subject to its usual roller coaster ups and downs, MicroStrategy weathers the storm by focusing on borrowing smart and investing savvy. Saylor argues they're not glitching the matrix. It's a calculated digital transformation of capital markets, one Bitcoin at a time. To wrap it up, MicroStrategy is here to stay, shaking things up with Bitcoin jailbreaking its way into traditional finance. Michael Saylor is standing perfectly centered in the chaos, becoming the crypto equivalent of the mythical cowboy, savvy and relentless. Will Bitcoin hit his dreamy $13 million target per coin by 2045 as he projects? Only time and blockchain clocks will tell. But for now, the financial samba between crypto and conventional stock markets will continue to music boxes engineered by MicroStrategy. So get your popcorn, folks. This is one wild ride you wouldn't want to miss. Oh boy, Google has been buzzing around the news hive today. Let's swan dive right into it. First up, we've got some big changes in the search department. Prabhakar Raghavan, the longtime captain steering Google's search ship, has decided to step down. After 4 years at the helm of Google's search engine and advertising products, basically the core of Google's revenue-making machine, Raghavan will be passing the baton to Nick Fox. But don't fret, Raghavan isn't sailing off into the sunset completely. Instead, he's assuming a new role as Google's chief technologist, cozying up to CEO Sundar Pichai and diving back into his roots as a scientist. So why this shuffle, you might ask? Well, Google is facing some turbulent waters. There's growing legal pressure and the scary rise of AI products like ChatGPT. With OpenAI looming as a potential competitor and the Google's partnership with Apple under antitrust scrutiny, a fresh perspective in leadership seems like a timely play. Plus, there are whispers in the tech jungle about a potential breakup of Google that could unlock significant value, or so some analysts speculate. Next up in our Google Bonanza, the tech giant has announced that it's putting a pause on US election ads after polls close on Election Day. Google's bringing back the none shall pass approach to ads to tackle misinformation as vote counting inevitably drags past Election Day. This move is part of Google's broader strategy to curb election interference and maintain some order in the digital democracy. The policy will snooze ads connected to candidates, ballot measures, and election processes, affecting several of Google's platforms, including YouTube and the almighty Google Ads. It'll last a few weeks and won't bother public information campaigns by state or federal officials. In other moves, Google's spin on ad policies earlier this year included shackling the election-related questions its AI chatbot, Gemini, could handle. Plus, it's requiring a tell-all from election advertisers on AI tool usage and message crafting, because who doesn't love a little transparency, right? These bold moves are part of Google's conscientious efforts to keep its platforms from becoming unwitting mischief makers during election times across different regions. For instance, as the Indian elections loom in March 2024, Google has drummed out serious ad policies and AI guidelines to ensure the information shared is as accurate as a Swiss watch. So what's today's takeaway? Amidst leadership changes and ad policy shakeups, Google is all about securing its virtual realm against the daunting threats of misinformation and keeping its cash cow of a search business from running off into the Silicon Valley sunset. Hey everyone, buckle up because today we're diving deep into the latest buzz around Palantir Technologies and giving you the scoop on why it's stealing the spotlight. So, what's cooking with Palantir? First up, hot off the options trading desk, we have some unusual activity surrounding Palantir Technologies. Whether it's the proverbial institutional whales or some seriously wealthy individuals, someone's making some big bets. Here's the lowdown. Benzinga's options scanner has flagged 47 peculiar trades involving Palantir's options. And this isn't just peanuts we're talking about. 13 of these trades are puts worth $871,372, and 34 are calls amounting to a whopping $2,112,483. Clearly, some big cheese traders are quite bullish, with 55% of trades reflecting optimism about Palantir's future, although there's a fair amount of bearish sentiment too. All these shenanigans point towards expectations of significant movement in Palantir's stock price in the range of $15 to $65, making this both a thrilling and nerve-wracking dance on the trading floor. Options are inherently riskier, but experienced traders are likely seeing potential for considerable gains, and they're adjusting their strategies accordingly. Who knows, maybe they see something the general market hasn't yet clocked. Now, onto the stock's trending status with Zacks and why everyone's keeping a closer eye on it. In the past month, Palantir shares have soared by a sweet 14%, outpacing the broader Zacks S&P 500 composite. It leaves us pondering, is Palantir on a definite upswing, or is this just a temporary thrill ride? Zacks highlights how changes in earnings projections are critical for understanding a stock's value, and for Palantir, all eyes are on its impressive year-over-year changes. The expectations? Earnings should hit 9 cents a share this quarter, which would mark a lush 28.6% increase compared to last year. And next year looks promising too, with earnings projected to further climb by 21.6%. In true stock market excitement, Palantir seems to have mastered the art of outdoing expectations, with surprises in revenue and EPS over the past year. Yet, despite its positive earnings report, the company's been graded an F for value by Zacks, suggesting it's trading at a premium compared to its peers. It seems our tech darling still has some evaluation challenges to navigate. So why is Palantir making waves today? Between the unusual options trading pointing to potential breakouts and an increasingly bullish look from recent earning expectations, this company is the talk of Wall Street. Will these indicators transform into tangible upticks in their stock value? Only time and perhaps a few more option sweeps will tell. That's the latest on Palantir, full of intrigue and potential. Remember, the stock market may look like a tempting candy store, but it's always wise to research thoroughly before making any moves. Keep watching this space for more tech titillation. Man, oh man, do we have some exciting news about Cloudflare today? Buckle up, because this cloud-based juggernaut is making waves both in the stock market and across the globe, literally. First up, we're diving into Cloudflare's strategy on the stock market roller coaster. Thanks to Zacks Premium putting on their analyst wizard hats, Cloudflare is gaining some serious attention as a top momentum stock. For all you stock market aficionados, you know exactly what this means. Grab your popcorn because Ned is one to watch. With a stellar Zacks rank boosted by style scores across value, growth, and of course momentum, Cloudflare is set on a trajectory that even a rocket ship would envy. Over the last month, their shares have rocketed up a nice 9.1%, catching the eye of momentum investors everywhere. This growth comes off the back of some encouraging earnings estimate revisions and Cloudflare's solid earnings surprise track record. Cue the applause, folks, because Cloudflare is on a roll, and not just your average tech roll, more like a pastry filled with potential. Now, from the stock charts to the cobblestone streets of Lisbon, Cloudflare is expanding, and oh baby, are they going continental. The company has officially unveiled its sparkling new headquarters and tech hub in the gorgeous city of Lisbon, Portugal. This new HQ isn't just a building, it's more like the bat signal for tech talent. With Cloudflare's Portuguese team having grown from a modest group of 14 to a whopping 350 employees since 2019, it's safe to say Lisbon loves Cloudflare, and the feeling is mutual. This expansion is just another feather in Cloudflare's bowler hat as they continue to bolster their operations across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. The recent ribbon-cutting ceremony was quite the affair, celebrating not only the company's growth, but also Portugal's ambition to be a tech hotspot. Cloudflare's CEO, Matthew Prince, isn't shy about his admiration for Portugal's burgeoning tech ecosystem. It's like America and Portugal are in a long-distance bromance, exchanging talent and tech strategies. And how's that for a cross-continental love story? Cloudflare has big plans for regional dominance, and it looks like they mean business. The cherry on top of this sundae is the addition of Chirantan CJ Desai as the president of product and engineering. With his eyes set on a $5 billion ARR goal, you better believe there's some serious ambition in this freshly appointed president. So, what are your thoughts on Cloudflare's latest moves? Are you excited about their stock market status, office expansion, or both? We'd love to hear what you think. Drop a comment below, and let's get this conversation buzzing like a techie smartphone notifications during an Apple event. Your insights are the secret sauce to our tech news salad, so don't hold back. All right, listeners, let's dive into the exciting world of Bitcoin with, you guessed it, MicroStrategy. So what's the play here? Are we buying, holding, or selling this beacon of Bitcoin backing brilliance? Given today's electrifying news about MicroStrategy, my inclination would be to hold for now. Why, you ask? Let's take a closer look. MicroStrategy has been making headlines with its staggering reserve of over 252,220 Bitcoins, symbolizing more than 1% of the total Bitcoin supply. This grand hoarding makes it an enticing proposition, particularly for those bullish on Bitcoin. With shares recently anticipated to rise towards $245, MicroStrategy is surfing right on the crest of the Bitcoin wave. Michael Saylor's fearless advocacy for integrating Bitcoin into traditional finance showcases a visionary outlook to ride this crypto wave to new heights. However, let's not ignore that the roller coaster nature of Bitcoin's price makes this quite the wild ride. Critics are waving red flags about the stock trading at multiples beyond the actual Bitcoin asset value. It's the financial version of walking a tightrope over a digital ocean. And then there's Saylor's outright invite to short the stock. Call it audacious corporate swagger. Given these factors, the potential upswing tied to Bitcoin's fortunes and the company's defining role as a leader in driving Bitcoin economies forward sets a compelling case for a hold. You're straddling ideal timing while allowing the market play itself out, seeing how Bitcoin's volatility merges with their financial strategies. While the clash of bullish optimism versus skeptical conservatism makes any potential moves dizzyingly exciting, sitting tight could be savvy as you evaluate Bitcoin's next trajectory more reliably. Think of it as adopting the Saylor strategy of relentless confidence, but with a side of careful evaluation. But remember, folks, the stock market is a dynamic world, and I urge you, always do your own extensive research and consider your appetite for volatility before making any investment decisions. Your risk tolerance and financial goals should always guide your investment orchestration. Stay curious and informed. All right, tech enthusiasts, let's wrap up this wild NASDAQ journey we took today. We've got MicroStrategy in the crypto spotlight, charming everyone and keeping them on the edge of their seats with its Bitcoin escapades. Whether you're holding your breath or your shares, Michael Saylor is an adrenaline-pumping watch. Meanwhile, Google is abuzz with big reshuffles and proactive ad policy moves to keep misinformation at bay, all as the AI world warms up. Palantir continues to capture Wall Street's imagination, with its growing stock price and significant investor interest pointing to potentially big gains up the road. And Cloudflare isn't slowing down either, capturing attention with both stock momentum and a sparkling new tech hub in Lisbon. Folks, if you enjoyed today's whirlwind tour of tech news, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video with your network. It really helps us keep the tech banter rolling. Remember to come back on Monday when we dive back into the tech stratosphere with fresh updates. Have a fantastic weekend, stay savvy, and we'll see you soon.